Nice to meet you.
How are you, bro?
I'm good.
How's the situation over there?
It's still pretty shut down and stuff.
Hugo Story Podcast.
Hugo Story Podcast.
Podcast della storia di due Go.
Podcast d'histoire de Go. Podcast de dos Go Story.
Podcast de Dos Go Story. Okay, guys, welcome to Two Go Story Podcast. And over here in studio, we have my friend from exchange year, Alex. So today's topic is gonna be about an exchange year, and we're gonna discuss about experience and everything. So first of all, I would like to start with an introduction. And also, Alex and Nicola, could you also tell us from which country do you come from? So first of all, I will start with myself. So my name is Feja and I come from Bosnia.
So I'm Nicola and I'm the second host or the co-host, and I'm originally from Montenegro, but I live in Switzerland, where I met Feja.
And I am Alexander. I am from the United States.
Okay, so I would like with first up is gonna be Alexander. Alex, why did you choose at first place Switzerland?
So actually, it was my second choice after Norway. But I mean, it's not bad or something. I put both Norway and Switzerland on my list, and then Norway was full, so I went to Switzerland. But the main thing that put it as my second choice there, as like so high, is I'm really interested in languages.
Okay.
And in Switzerland, there's a lot of linguistic diversity. Like there's a German part, French part, all the different dialects of Swiss German. So I thought that was a good opportunity.
Yeah, bro.
We have four parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. That's interesting. So I want to also ask you: did you also look up into other languages except of German? I know that you lived in also German part, but did you also start learning, for example, French and other languages that you mentioned?
Yeah. So I also was learning Italian while I was there, because I was taking. So they had the option to take, like most people in Switzerland in the German part, they learn French as the second language.
Yep.
And then for me, they said that would be too hard because they have been doing it for so many years. So I've
it's too hard for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they said, don't take it. You have the option of taking either Italian or just nothing. And I was like, okay, I'll take Italian. I mean, it's a good language to learn.
Yeah, bro, that's nice to hear. So I would like to ask you, like, what were your expectations before an exchange year, like before you went over there? And also, I know that you had a really good time, but your first expectation, like before you went over there.
So I was expecting one thing, well, not one thing. The thing that really I expected that was maybe not correct is that it's like cold, and it's not very cold. When I went there, it was August, and actually it was hotter than here in the US.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
And especially because in the US, we really overuse air conditioning. So it's always, it gets hot here, but you come inside and it's so refreshing. And then in Switzerland, it's like hot, and you go inside and it's still hot. And then I was like, what do we do? And they said, open the windows. I was like, it's just as hot outside.
It's true.
Yeah. Tell me then, when you came over here and your first impression, like of your host family and like a country, could you tell us what was your first impression?
Yeah, so I also I have traveled to Europe a couple times, or like I've been to Switzerland once, only for a couple days. But
really, where did you travel?
I traveled. We were in Lucerne.
Oh, right, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And where did you else travel in Europe?
I've been to Germany, France, Spain, England.
Yeah, Alex is a world.
Man.
Yeah, a lot of Western Europe, but
Globetrotter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that it would be like of course, when you travel somewhere, you don't really know how life is there or how the culture is.
Yeah, of course.
So I thought it would be pretty similar to US, like as far as Western countries, Western Europe and US.
No.
But actually, yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
There's a lot of differences.
not at all.
Yeah.
Could you tell us
Um,
like what did you think? What do you think? What is the differences between like USA and Switzerland culture? What do you think? Like, what's the main difference?
Well, a big part is the timeliness.
Okay.
Like in US, of course, it's not like people don't care about time. I mean, if you agree to meet somebody at a certain time, then you should meet them at that time. But if you're a little bit late or something, it's not a huge
Yeah,
deal.
bro, that's a Swiss clock. You know, you can.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's a
then
rolling.
yes.
It's a rolling.
Yeah, with
So
Switzerland, very important. And
yeah,
like a lot of other factors, kind of, I guess, like socially, in the US, people are a little bit more like outgoing.
Okay.
yeah, and open to other.
Yeah, in Switzerland, it's a
Yeah.
bit harder. Not that people are rude, but just it's harder
I think that
to.
Swiss people like.
Yeah, everybody's saying that. Even people who live here say
Yeah,
that. So
that's like yeah.
so did you, when you came here, did you like have a culture shock? And what was the biggest difference between your home country and Switzerland?
Yeah, the biggest difference I would say was the timekeeping thing, because
Yeah.
particularly for me that my parents are both from Iran, so it's like our culture is a little bit like very the time is very lenient. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
if you agree to meet at a certain time, then it's okay to
Free
meet.
people, you know.
yeah.
Yeah. An hour later or something.
And also in Switzerland, you have to plan everything like a week before, like what you're going to do in 2 weeks, and everything. You have to plan
So
it right on time.
Alex knows. No, you know, brother. That's that our host families had a like a schedule plan for all fucking year, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. That's how
yeah.
it is.
Yeah, so I would like to follow a next question. Alex, we know that you traveled a lot and went to a lot of different places in Switzerland and all across of Europe. Could you tell us your best trip on your exchange year?
Yeah, that's hard because, as you said, I traveled a lot. But I think
I know, maybe Basel, maybe, or
Basel was like the daily trip. But
yeah, I know that.
All right.
I was always going to Basel. Like it was 45 minutes away.
It was one person.
Why? Why Basel?
One person.
I
One
had
Why?
friends
We're not
there.
gonna mention. We're gonna mention.
Yeah, yeah.
After the podcast.
So what was the
explain.
first rule you broke in Switzerland?
Oh, wait. Before I get to that, I want to answer the
Yeah, the
can you
best
travel?
trip. Yeah. We're gonna slow down.
Yeah,
I
so-
thought it was Basel.
No,
Oh,
that's
no,
just
we were
that was
messing
easy.
around. We were messing around.
Yeah.
All right, that was just an insider.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my favorite trip was actually going to Genova in Italy.
Oh,
I went with my classmate. He invited me over to ski ferien.
Mhm.
Chief.
like-
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
That's in February.
Yeah, it was we were there only for like 3 days, but it was really nice. I mean,
Mm.
right on the Mediterranean.
That's beautiful.
To
Yeah.
experience also a little bit of Italian culture, huh?
Yeah,
It's nice to hear. What do you think about Italian food?
it's
Tell me.
really good.
Yeah.
Like amazing. Especially I went to his house and like the food that they cooked was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody
I
loves that.
can imagine that.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
Always better when you eat by a friend than in a restaurant. Always
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah, that's right.
So, what was the first rule you broke?
Yeah, we wanna hear, Alex. We wanna hear, bro.
Yeah, but
First rule, all right.
As an exchange student, we wanna hear it, bro.
it
Well,
doesn't have to be in school. It can be in public, anywhere. Just tell us. We ain't gonna tell. the
Yeah,
things.
like
you're not gonna
as
tell
a
them.
AFS rule.
Yeah.
Yeah, AFS rule.
So let's see. What are the AFS rules? It's like
Yeah, well,
No
you know, brother.
driving. yeah. So I guess well, I could say two different ones.
Okay.
But it's like One is skipping class in school.
Oh,
That was at the beginning. Like with my chemistry class, the teacher was really like always picking on me, I think, because I was the exchange
right.
student. So then I was just like, I knew that she would yell at me if I came even 1 minute late. So if I was running late, which I was very often, then I would just not go to the class.
Oh shit. Well, that's not normal in Switzerland, just to,
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, that's not normal at
just
all.
to be
And
clear.
but I had at least an excuse on my side is that we have like Deutsch course as exchange students.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
And the teachers don't know what time it is. So if I miss the chemistry, it's like, oh, you're in Deutsch course, right? It's like, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my God, that's good.
yeah. So that's nice to hear, brother. Let's continue. So,
So,
your opinion? I know. Yeah, that's your question. Sorry, Nicola. Yeah.
yeah, no problem. I wanted to ask you about, so you said you love languages, right?
Yeah.
And so you're pretty familiar with the German language, but how about Swiss German?
Yeah, brother.
Yeah.
Was it hard to understand, and can you tell a sentence in Swiss German, or is it still too hard for you?
Yeah.
What
So
was it like?
with Swiss German, it was very hard at the beginning because I came to Switzerland. I didn't speak a word of German at all. I did not learn anything before I came. That was kind of, I did that as a challenge to myself to see how much I can learn, like as I'm there.
Oh, right.
So I went there, and the first 3 months were very hard. That was also a thing with why I was like skipping school. No, I wasn't skipping school, like certain classes in school, but part of that was because I didn't really even understand anybody. I didn't understand the teachers or the students.
Yeah.
The students would talk in Swiss German, which I could understand 0%. And then the teachers would speak High German, which maybe 5-10%. But at the beginning, I was learning, and it takes a lot of time to get like vocabulary. So
Yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah.
but then later on, my German got a lot better. By the end, I was able to like really communicate in German with no problem. I wouldn't have to speak English or anything.
You also understand the dialect.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Yeah. With Swiss German, I have never become really good at speaking it, but at understanding, it's become like.
But did you understand the Basel Deutsch?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know that. He has to know that.
Yeah.
All right, because that's hard. That's hard, especially if you live in Aargau and then travel to Basel and you don't have any idea about German. That's hard.
Our bro
Yeah.
speaks German in south of Switzerland in Canton. What's that called, Nicola?
Oh,
Zermatt
Wallis.
is then.
Yeah, Wallis. Right?
Yeah,
Wallis, yeah,
Wallis.
right.
Wallis of Deutsch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
that's the hardest. I mean,
Yeah,
not even-
there's no way I can understand.
yeah, I don't understand everything they're saying. I really don't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, when I tried learning Swiss German, I had a book, and it was like,
All right.
it was Baden Deutsch. So I was learning with Baden accent.
Bern.
Yeah.
Oh,
Everyone always says,
bro,
what are you from,
come on.
Bern?
Yeah, bro.
you cannot start with Bern Deutsch, bro.
Yeah.
That's so fucked up. So many different dialects. And,
yeah, that's true.
and yeah.
And every time I hear somebody from Bern, I have to laugh. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's just
That was
so
the reaction.
yeah.
That's
So-
that's so interesting when you hear like so many different dialects, and the Switzerland's so
Yeah.
like, small country, everything.
Yeah.
2 hours, bro, you can get anywhere you want. And
Yeah.
bro, you have to know
And
language. Yeah, Nicola, continue.
so you traveled a lot, right? In Switzerland.
Mhm.
And how was the Swiss society and system for you?
I really like that. So as far as organization and everything, that's something that I miss a lot in the US because like for example, trains, public transportation, where I live in the US, we literally don't have any.
Yeah.
Not like it
Oh,
sucks.
shit,
Like there
alright.
is none.
So just to be clear, where do you live in the US?
I live in
East
Maryland.
Coast or
Yeah, East Coast, Maryland. It's like
Mhm.
near DC, but a bit more south.
yeah. Okay.
In which state is that?
Maryland.
Maryland. Yeah, that's the code. Come on, Nicola. We have to learn geography, bro.
Yeah,
Bro,
nobody knows.
Is Maryland,
Everyone in
is
Switzerland.
Maryland the state or just
Yeah.
a city
It's a state.
or both? It's a
Yeah,
state.
bro.
Oh,
It is a state.